should watch this. WWE in 2005 versus WWE in 2025. I was born in 2005, so I don't have a vivid memory of it, but you know, since it's that year. But I do have the vivid memory of 2025. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Let me take you back in time. 20 years
Go ahead,
ago.
take me,
It's
brother.
the summer
Take me,
of
brother.
2005.
Take me, brother.
You come back home after a long day of school or work, turn
I
on the
wasn't
TV,
alive yet.
and you're
I wasn't alive
immediately
yet,
greeted
but,
by
you
this.
To my generation,
Just
I'll
like
take
that.
the boy. That is the best WWE intro song ever. Like intro to the show, that's the best one. It's not Papa Roach. There was another one. I don't even know, and I don't care. That was the best one that they ever had. There's no, now get the guns, the drugs, to my generation, now take the fall. Banger, niggas. Fuck is you talk? That's a banger.
Instantly teleported into this wild, unpredictable world of the WWE where anything could happen on any given night. You've got names like The Undertaker, Batista, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, and so many more legends all in their prime at the same time.
WWE at that time was very competitive. We pushed the hell out of each other.
Every single week felt like must-see TV because you genuinely had no idea what chaos was about to unfold.
2005 is coming, man.
While today's WWE has bigger production values and more polished presentation, many fans still argue that WWE in 2005 was way more entertaining than it is today. The stories hit different. The characters felt real. The feuds made you actually care. And it was one of the most exciting times to be a WWE fan. But what made WWE in 2005 so special, and how does it really compare to WWE in 2025? Is it just nostalgia clouding our judgment as fans? Or was there actually something magical about that era? Was 2005 truly the last great year of the ruthless aggression?
Bro, okay. I don't think it's a nostalgia thing because when I go back and watch now, I'm glued to the screen. I'm glued. I cannot take my eyes off from from 2000 up to 2009. That 9-year, 10-year span. Man, maybe we can add 2010, but that's when it really started falling. That time, my eyes are glued to the screen. If I turn on Raw or SmackDown today, there will be so many other things that'll get my attention to where I have to rewind over and over and over and over again. I don't do that when I go back and watch 05 or 06 or 07 or 2000, 2002, 2001. Bro, there is no debate. Back then, it was way entertaining, and it's not a nostalgia fact. It's just not.
Aggression era.
It's not.
Aggression.
And
matter of fact, I'll tell you this too. Ruthless Aggression era is better than the Attitude era, and you cannot tell me different. It's better, bro.
Memory lane and
it's
find
better.
out together.
It's better. It's better. It's better.
In
I
the
don't care
year
what nobody's talking about. It's better.
2005, WWE was at its absolute peak when it came to storylines and blood feuds. And I'm not just talking about the main event scene. Everything from the top of the card to the mid-card was packed with personal vendettas and rivalries that had fans glued to their TVs every single week. Take the Undertaker and Randy Orton rivalry, for example. On one hand, you had the hungry young legend killer.
You know what? Let me pause right here, too. And it's not like the same beef, because I'm going to keep it a stack. Attitude era was really good. But they would redo storylines over and over and over and over. It was the same 6 guys that had a main storyline. And then when you look back, the rest of the card are filler matches that really aren't that deep unless it was like Edge and Christian or Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy or the Dudleys or something like that. Bro, the rest was like filler shit. Now, when you go to the Attitude Era, everyone had a feud. Was it the best feud? No. But everybody had sometimes they would just send niggas out for the Attitude Era just to have a fucking match. But on a regular Raw or SmackDown in the Attitude Era, brother, every match felt like it had meaning. Back then in the Attitude Era, it felt like it was nothing. But in the Ruthless Aggression Era, every single match meant something, bro.
Legend.
And you cannot, bro. And it wasn't like
killer.
who was determined to make a name for himself at any cost. And on the other hand, you had the cornerstone of the WWE protecting his yard and his legacy. But this wasn't just some random one-off story. The build was personal, and Orton crossed every limit in his pursuit of greatness. First, Orton showed the lengths he was willing to go after he attacked his own girlfriend and laid her out with an RKO.
Shit it on, Stacey
Then
Keebler,
came the WrestleMania match where Orton pulled out every move, every counter in his book, only to fall victim to The Undertaker's legendary streak. But after Taker beat him at Mania, Orton went completely off the rails. He came back even more unhinged. First, he defeated Taker at SummerSlam, again at No Mercy, and then proceeded to put the dead man in a casket and literally set it on fire. These are the lengths wrestlers were willing to go back in the day.
That look was fear, Undertaker! Fear because you saw into your future.
When Taker emerged from that same burning casket at Survivor Series like some kind of supernatural phoenix, the crowd went absolutely insane. That's storytelling that makes you believe in the magic of wrestling. But this wasn't even the top story in the company in 2005. You also had the slow burn masterpiece that was Triple H versus Batista. This wasn't.
Let me tell you something about this right here. The funniest thing on planet Earth was when Randy came out and told Batista the reason why you lost at Elimination Chamber was because your friend Triple H didn't help you. And all you saw was Randy put it on the Titantron, cut right next, Batista just eyeing down Triple H. Triple H just, you don't have those segments no more, bro. No disrespect to WWE nowadays. Great product. Still watch it to this day. Die-hard fan. But you don't have the Evolution storyline that went on for years, dude. They built that up for years. They tried to make Randy the face, but it was really Batista. And Batista gave that boy that stare down, it was like, He knew Tripp was fake.
Just
he knew
a simple face turn.
Look at
this was 2 years of build-up where Batista gradually realized he was nothing more than Triple H's muscle in Evolution. The thumbs up, thumbs down moment on Raw where Batista had to choose between going to SmackDown or staying on Raw to challenge his mentor was absolute cinema. When he finally powerbombed Triple H through that table, it felt like this massive moment of liberation. Their matches at WrestleMania, Backlash, and their Hell in a Cell match at Vengeance was an absolute war that cemented Batista as a legit main event star for years to come.
I'd probably give him like 3
but maybe
stars,
the craziest storyline of 2005 was the
3.5.
Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita Love triangle.
OMG! Dare I say anything about this right here? Dare I? This is one of the craziest storylines ever, dude.
This was real-life drama bleeding into on-screen storyline in the most uncomfortable way possible. Edge legitimately had an affair with Matt's real-life girlfriend, Lita. WWE fired Matt Hardy for it.
And the WWE can kiss my ass.
Fans kept chanting for Matt at every show, and when the situation reached its peak, WWE brought Matt back so they could turn this real-life drama into television gold. The line between reality and kayfabe completely disappeared. When Matt attacked Edge on that episode of Raw, commentators didn't know how to react to what was happening because it felt too real.
And Lita, you whore, I'm gonna make your life miserable too.
Edge and Lita ruining Matt's life while making out in front of the world was peak heel work that made you genuinely hate them. But this wasn't the only personal story going on in the WWE in 2005. You also had Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, which started as a friendship that slowly deteriorated into pure psychological warfare. Eddie couldn't handle being second best to Rey, so he snapped and beat the hell out of his former tag team partner. But Eddie didn't stop there. He went full psychopath mode. He involved Rey's 7-year-old son Dominic into the feud and told him a bedtime story about how Eddie was actually his real father. The man held custody papers over Rey's head for months.
Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the custody of Dominic.
And pushed Rey to his mental limits. It all culminated in a ladder match at SummerSlam, where 2 grown men fought for custody of a child. That's the kind of unhinged storytelling that would never fly today.
SmackDown DVD, bro.
Though it was wild, though it was wacky, it had a soul. It had a heart that made you connect with these wrestlers as humans. It had stakes that made you care about what happened next on every show. And through all of this chaos, you had John Cena's rise from a rapper character to the face of the WWE. Cena's battles against the likes of JBL, Chris Jericho, and Edge solidified him as a legit main event star on the Red brand, and the Chain Gang leader was ready to step up as the marquee player of the WWE. Now compare all of that to 2025. Don't get me wrong, today's WWE tells some great stories. The Bloodline saga with Roman Reigns was incredible television for years.
Okay, but look though. Ruthless Aggression era, Raw and SmackDown meant something. You didn't want to miss a Raw or a SmackDown back then. But now, it's more of, I'll wait till the pay-per-view come out. I'll just watch the pay-per-view. What happened on SmackDown? Oh, okay. Cody Rhodes wasn't there? Then what happened? So it's like, you look back at the Ruthless Aggression era, you had your main stars on every night. Unless they were legitimately injured, bro. Batista was on SmackDown every night. Cena was on Raw every night. If you missed a Raw or a SmackDown, it was like, damn. It was like missing a pay-per-view nowadays, bro. You can miss... there's been times where I've gone months without watching a Raw. And I'd be like, oh, well, I guess I'll just hop into the pay-per-view. And it wouldn't even matter. Back then, bro, you couldn't do that, bro. You could not do that, bro. You could not do that.
Rhodes' journey.
And Cody barely shows up. Seth is there more than him. Big ups to Seth, too, though. Big ups to Seth. But Cody's not there. Why should I care about SmackDown if Cody's not there? That's my WWE champion, bro.
To finish his story was beautifully executed. Drew McIntyre's rivalry against CM Punk was compelling. But here's the thing. Most of today's stories feel safe. They're well-produced, they make logical sense, but they don't have that raw, unpredictable edge that made 2005 special. In 2005, wrestlers hated each other so much they'd light each other on fire. They'd fight over custody of children. Real-life drama would spill onto television in ways that made you question what was real and what wasn't. Today's feuds are more about professional rivalry and championship aspirations. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes had great matches, but did you ever truly believe they wanted to destroy each other's lives? The production values are better now. Sure, the matches are more technically sound, but something got lost in translation. That raw emotion, that willingness to go completely off the deep end for the sake of a story, that's what made 2005 feel special. Every feud felt personal. Every match felt like it mattered. Every week, someone was doing something completely insane that would have you talking about it the next day at school or work. That's not nostalgia talking. That's just the difference between storytelling that plays it safe and storytelling that's willing to take massive creative risks. That's the kind of entertainment that put WWE on the map in the first place. Not some corporate manufactured product pandering to a small section of politically correct fans. And the way these stories were presented added an edge to every show that the most well-produced WWE event can't match today.
He's right.
The year 2005 had a wide array of stipulation matches, from casket matches to Money in the Bank.
OMG! This brother here is speaking the gospel right now. We have no stipulation matches. Think about it, bro. Take a street match from now to back then, bro. A street match nowadays, and the past couple of feuds, whether it was Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre or Cena and Cody Rhodes, they're not going anywhere. They're not leaving the arena like they used to. They're not going backstage and or fighting on the outsides of the arena where it's like the pop-up shops or the popcorn or whatever they have set up out there. They're not doing that no more. Cena, and this is all respect to Cena and Cody, because it was a good match. That SummerSlam match was a good match. They just stayed in the ring. They stayed in that section. They didn't go. They went into the crowd. They do that all the time. Braun and Jacob did the same shit. Big ups to them And big ups to Drew and Damian. But it's the same match over and over again. There's no more stipulations. There's no more specialty about that shit. The stipulations are just the same plain, boring old shit, bro. And we get a TLC match every once in a while. There's no more spice anymore. There's no more spice. We need the spice back, brother. You cannot have a street match and just walk out to the fucking crowd and come back to the ring, and then or go up onto the stage. That's not what go around the arena. The fuck?
Hell in a Cell to I Quit matches. And it wasn't because they had to put these gimmicks on for spectacle. Every single one made sense from a story perspective. Today you have wrestlers jumping off ladders and doing insane high spots every other week. But the feeling behind that is completely hollow. There are no stakes. It's just an athletic showcase with no emotional investment. When Eddie and Ray had their ladder match at SummerSlam, you were invested because this was about a father-son relationship and custody of a child.
Eddie, that was the laziest fucking... that was the laziest shit I've ever seen.
It was a fight to determine who would raise dominant. Every bump meant something. When Randy Orton fought Taker at WrestleMania, you could feel the desperation of a young superstar trying to prove himself by any means necessary. While
and nowadays, the most desperate person I've seen, or the last desperate person I've seen to win a WrestleMania, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my opinion. The last person I saw was Cody at WrestleMania 40. Nowadays, I don't feel like people are really that desperate for it anymore. They're not desperate for the dub. They're not desperate for the win, bro. Like, they don't want it as bad. Or there's not a showcase that they want it that bad. And it's just like, then what the fuck is the point? Why should I care about the storyline if they don't even want it as bad? Like, Cody wanted it, but they fucked up the storyline by making Rock go in there, and then Cody was like, "Oh well, I guess The Rock has a spot." Nigga, you don't want it. You don't want it bad enough then. And then it got switched because everybody else was like, "This is fucking stupid," and y'all were getting so much backlash. So y'all switched it and then made Cody, I have to finish my story. Get the fuck out of here. That should have never been a thing in the first place. It's fucking Cody Rhodes. Give him his shit.
Taker represented the undying force who could absorb any amount of punishment to protect his yard. The Hell in a Cell stipulation for their match existed because Orton had literally set The Undertaker on fire.
And you know what? CM Punk was desperate for his WrestleMania main event too. But it seemed like there could have been more added to the main event instead of it just getting handed to him. They could have made that main event story one of the best stories of all time if they actually put some thought into it but all they did was fucking dump it at WrestleMania and was like, oh, Seth Rollins just fucking stomped them niggas and game is game. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care about that shit. He was in the Elimination Chamber. Wow, got stomped on by fucking Seth Rollins once again. Bro. That Cody story, that CM Punk story could have been 10 times better for him to get into the main event. That's all I'm saying, bro. Could have been 10 times better.
Somebody get out here.
And needed to be punished.
It was a Paul Heyman match. That's what it was. It was a Paul Heyman match. It was a Paul Heyman match, and nobody gave a the match was basically who's gonna get Paul Heyman. It wasn't, oh my god, this is CM Punk's first main event at WrestleMania. It was who was gonna get Paul Heyman. Paul fucking Heyman! Fuck that shit. This is CM Punk's time, man.
Where we get ladder matches just because it's Money in the Bank season, or Hell in a Cell just because it's October. The stipulations don't grow organically from the stories anymore. They're just scheduled content to fill
oh my god. These war game shits gots to go. They need to bring back the brand split. Split that shit up. Quit having fucking niggas run from Raw to SmackDown. I just saw Sammy on Raw 2 weeks ago. Gets beat up by fucking Solo Sikoa, who is now getting beat the fuck up by Sami Zayn. Has gotten pinned twice by Sami. Nigga, you just became the US champ and you're getting whooped by Sami Zayn? Get the fuck out of here. Fuck this war game shit. Quit letting people switch brand to brand. Do a draft. and bring back SmackDown versus Raw. Those matches were 10 times better than these fucking War Games. The first War Game was good when they brought it back, that because it was hype. It was hype as fuck. It was Bloodline, the real Bloodline, not this fucking the Temu Bloodline, the real one. And the one where Randy came back and they fought against the Judgment Day, that one was good too. But this War Game shit, I'm fucking over it, bro. Just bring back the tag matches, bro. They were so much better. Just bring back the big ass tag matches. I'm sick of this fucking War Games.
Sure, we have better athletes today. We have bigger production budgets, but the feel and raw emotion behind every match is nowhere to be found. And this isn't to say WWE in 2005 didn't have incredible athletic performances. In fact, the Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania can easily hold up against anything today.
Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, that was my dream match.
But even then, there was a story behind it.
Bro,
it was two legends trying to cement their legacy.
You don't know Kurt Angle's my favorite wrestler.
The chance to go to the biggest stage of them all.
The 28 minutes of technical perfection meant something because of the personal rivalry that built to that moment. Every punch, every kick out, every near fall had a meaning behind it. Moves weren't just thrown out and stipulations weren't just added to fill a calendar.
This whole job, it always winds up in the wrestling ring, in a wrestling match, in a fight, but technically it's really all built on emotion.
Compare that to today, where every match feels like it needs to have 10 finisher kickouts and 5 crazy spots just to get a reaction. In 2000,
exactly, and that's what the fuck is going on. Another example, once again, my nigga Cody and John. He kicked out of fucking 10 AAs. How the fuck are you kicking out of 10 attitude adjustments? And Cena kicked out of like 30 crossroads. Bro, back then, when I saw a nigga get that attitude adjustment on his ass, he was out for the count, brother. And it's just like, the emotion behind the moves are not there no more, bro. Because there's no emotions in the fucking storylines. Niggas don't care. They're just out there being, no hate. Niggas out there being spot monkeys. You're doing things for the crowd, and you keep like you trying to up it more. Instead, when you could just tell a story with the moves, bro. You don't have to do 30,000 finishers, bro. That's what I don't get about this shit no more, man. I see 10 finishers a fucking match, man. I love the Usos. Love the Usos. Love Dolph Ziggler. Love all them niggas, right? The super kick has been fucking ruined, and whenever I see one, you know what else has been ruined? A fucking spear. Those two moves should be locked down for 2 people, or 1 person in the company should have it. The spear should be strictly for Braun Breaker, and that super kick should be strictly for Jey Uso. Quit letting other people fucking do it. You're
when someone hit their finisher,
they don't
it
matter
usually
no more.
ended the match. When someone bled, it felt significant. When someone went through a table, lines because it didn't happen every single week. In the world of pro wrestling, sometimes less is more. And the presentation in 2005 felt special because everything had weight behind it. Today's WWE is undeniably more athletic and more polished, but it often feels like watching a really good stunt show instead of a blood feud between 2 people who genuinely hate each other. And a lot of it has to do with the atmosphere of the modern WWE shows in comparison to the shows in 2005. Back in 2005, WWE had this raw, gritty vibe that you just don't get anymore. The theme songs were absolute bangers that got your blood pumping the second you heard them.
Time to play the game.
The pyro at the start of each show made everything feel like a big deal, and those simple yet iconic stage designs created the perfect atmosphere. The overall aesthetic felt dangerous and unpredictable. The lighting was darker, the camera work was grittier, and everything had this underground Fight Club energy to it. Even the way wrestlers dressed felt more authentic. They looked like real fighters instead of walking advertisements. Compare that to today's WWE with its LED boards everywhere, pristine HD production, and that sterile corporate feel. Don't get me wrong, the production values are incredible now. The stages are massive, the graphics are crisp, and everything looks like $1 million. But somewhere along the way, WWE lost that raw edge that made it feel special. Today you've got logos plastered on everything. The ring posts, the announce table, even the Money in the Bank briefcase. Corporate sponsors keep screaming that this is all scripted entertainment. You can't escape the feeling that you're watching a carefully manufactured TV product instead of this wild, anything-can-happen wrestling show. In 2005, WWE still felt like it had some of that Attitude Era DNA left in it. The crowds were louder, the atmosphere was electric, and there was this sense that you were watching something rebellious and counterculture. Now it feels like Disney bought wrestling and cleaned it up for mass consumption. The Polish is...
Oh my God. That might have been one of the best fucking... I don't even know what you call that, but that nigga was speaking the motherfucking truth. Because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like Disney fucking bought WWE and now we're all corporate, nigga. Oh, you know we should have saw this coming back in 2015. Mr. Triple H. The Authority. Doing what's best for business. Now it's coming to tuition and we see it in front of our fucking eyes. Doing what's best for business. 30 ads in one Saturday night main event. 30 ads in the middle of the ring. Corporate rock. It's not gritty no more, man. It's not gritty. It'll never go back to that gritty way.
But that gritty authenticity is gone. Sometimes the rough edges are what makes something beautiful. And 2005 WWE had rough edges in all the right places. But the biggest factor that made WWE in 2005 special had nothing to do with the production or the matches. One thing that made 2005 so special was that it represented this massive changing of the guard in WWE. From 2001 to 2004, the company was basically coasting on the leftovers from the Attitude Era. The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels were still the main attractions. But those guys were either part-time, injured, or past their prime. But in 2005, new faces like John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, and Edge really took over the main event scene for good. This wasn't just a temporary push. These guys became the foundation of WWE for the next decade and beyond. Cena went to become a legendary 17-time champion.
The fucking GOAT. The GOAT.
17-time world champion!
Randy became the apex predator and one of the greatest heels ever. Batista dominated both brands before heading to Hollywood. Edge became the ultimate opportunist and had everyone gunning for his head. The time period was genuinely exciting because we were getting fresh feuds, exciting stories, and wild TV on a regular basis.
Yes.
Crazy thing is, we're watching history repeat itself right now. Cena and Randy are on their way out. Cena's doing his farewell tour.
Time is up. Their time is now, huh?
And Randy's clearly in the twilight of his career. We're seeing another changing of the guard with stars like Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre taking over the main event picture. The question is whether the new guard coming up can capture that same magic. You've got
4 letters, 1 word.
Incredibly talented guys like Braun Breaker, who has that old school intensity. Dominic Mysterio, who's becoming a legitimate heat magnet. Gunther, who feels like a throwback to when champions actually felt special. And LA Knight, who has that natural charisma you can't teach. Are we heading into another golden age? Will WWE pull the trigger on these new age stars? Will they live up to the standards set by those before them? It's yet to be seen, but one thing is for sure. We might never get that gritty, raw energy that 2005 WWE had. The business has changed too much. Everything is more corporate now, more sanitized, more carefully planned out. But that wild, unpredictable edge where anything could happen and frequently did, that might be gone forever. 2005 was the last time WWE felt truly dangerous, and maybe that's what makes it so special in hindsight. But let me know what you think. Is WWE better today than it was in 2005? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.
Yes, it was, my brother. Yes, it was, my brother.
One.
That was a good video. That was great. I like that. 2005 was definitely better than 2025. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Shit. Anyways.